Championship November is here, and boy did it deliver! It's Tuesday, November 7th. I'm Brain Slayer, your host of Down and Distance. Let's jump right in to our game of the week. It was Missouri versus Georgia. What a great start to that opening, yeah. Georgia was able to put up a good win, 30-21. Missouri had a chance. They were in the ball game. They had a chance to knock down number 2, but it was not enough. They couldn't hold on. Georgia found a way to win late in the game like they always do, 30-21. What a win. What a statement Saturday for Georgia. Let's look at the total comparison chart for you. Here it is. Yeah, I got a new graphic for you this time. Or really not new, but, I updated it to more easier to read. But, yeah, Georgia, I mean, the stats were pretty close, but Georgia just barely won everything. I mean, Missouri had a little more rushing, but they did have 2 turnovers that probably pretty much cost them the game. Georgia's had the ball majority of the game. Look at that total time of possession, over 30 minutes. And Carson Beck is our player of the game, the quarterback of the winning team, basically. That's what I've been doing. But, 21 for 34, 254 yards. He averaged almost 8 yards to play. He's got 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. What a game for Georgia. All right, let's take a look at our other weekend scoreboard for you. Ohio State, they're the number 1 team in the CFP right now. Able to handle business on the road, 35-16 over Rutgers. In the next game, Florida State. Pitt, for some reason, they're probably... I don't even know what their record is, but whatever the record is, they're probably the best team out of that record. I mean, they just don't know how to finish games, but they are been very close to pulling off upsets. But they're able to hang in with Florida State, but Florida State did end up in the win, 24-7. LSU had multiple chances of coming out with the W in this game, but sadly, their quarterback got injured on a illegal tackle. Went out concussion protocol. Alabama ends up winning big in the 4th quarter. Ole Miss, on the other hand, struggling defensively to A&M 38-35. Once again, Jimbo Fisher in another close ball game, a 1-score ball game, not able to finish. A&M would be number 1, basically, if they won all their games. Their close 1-loss games, basically. And Oregon State had a little trouble with Colorado early on. But the thing is, it wasn't that. It was Colorado's offense. With terrible. Flat out terrible. Colorado probably should have won that game if they had the offense they've had all season long. Why would you change offensive coordinator when the offense was the problem with the defense? Clearly, the defense was fixed up, but it wasn't enough to beat Oregon State. Tulane ended up beating East Carolina by 3 points, 13-10. And our joke game of the week, I don't talk about it much. This is only the 2nd time that I almost got a loss. Last year, it was Alabama and Texas. This year, South Carolina, but they did end up pulling out a win. And guess who's going bowling? NC State. How'd they do it? Well, they beat Miami 20-6. Yep, Miami gets another loss. Oh, hey! Miami, maybe they're looking ahead to this Saturday. I'll talk more about who Miami's going to play this Saturday, but, yeah, there might be a reason why they weren't prepared for this game. Also, Kansas State improving their Big 12 resume, beating Iowa State 28-21, and knocking Iowa State out of chance at the Big 12. Yeah, that's quite a win. Kansas is now in the running for the Big 12. Yes. Kansas controls their own destiny, basically. And then Kansas State, almost. They had multiple chances. The ref gave them multiple chances to win this game. Couldn't pull it out, just like Oklahoma. I'll get to that in just a second. But, yeah, Texas goes to overtime and wins 33-30. What a game that was. And, Yeah, that was high stakes as it was. And the game that I had no chance of playing defense in, like I've been saying all season long, a lot of people have been saying, oh, Washington's got really good defense. Well, they haven't played anybody since. Well, they finally played a really good offensive team, but it wasn't enough. Yeah, Washington ends up winning 52-42, and yeah, imagine scoring over 40 points and still lose the game. These two are heading to the Big Ten next year, so maybe that may be their chance to win some games. I don't know. Big Ten's got some defense, apparently. All right, who's going bowling now? I'm going to, instead of, showing that graphic every time, I'm just going to list the team. UTSA, Coastal Carolina, Texas State, West Virginia. They did beat BYU and Kentucky, are all going bowling now this year. Yes, these are all the teams that are able to get a big win, get a good statement win, and a chance to go bowling. There's going to be more coming up. I got upset alert coming up next, and maybe there are a few teams that pull off an upset that made them go bowling. I don't know. But first, let's get an Iowa point update. They played Northwestern, and it's probably the saddest Big Ten game I've ever seen. It was tied at 0 at halftime. But points were somehow scored in the second half. Imagine scoring 10 points and winning the game. Well, that's Iowa football for ya. And, yeah, the offensive coordinator, yeah, this is his last season, and he's continuing to do the same thing he always does. Put up less than 15 points a game. Yep, he's at 166 of the year. It's upset alert time. First up on our upset board is Indiana pulls up an upset over Wisconsin. 20-14. What a win there. In the SEC we go. Arkansas going to overtime with Florida. The first time Arkansas has won at the Swamp. 39-36. Yeah, they got to go to overtime. What a really big challenge for Arkansas. And Sam Hinton, what a win for him, because he really needed that, because he's on the hot seat right now. And the next game up is UCLA in Arizona. Yeah, not a good win for Chip Kelly, but Arizona is the feel-good story at the Pac-12 right now. I'm really cheering for Arizona right now. Their last year in the Pac-12, heading to the Big 12 this year. They were in the Big 12 this year. They would have a really good shot at the Big 12. They knock out UCLA at home 17-10. And I'm looking forward to the CFP rankings tonight. Maybe Arizona could be ranked. I think Arizona really feels like they can be ranked if they want them to be ranked. And guess what? I think they're going bowling. Are they? Yeah, that win makes them go bowling. When was the last time Arizona has gone bowling? It's been a while. You want to know who else is probably up their chances of going bowling? Well, that's Clemson. Now that they've beaten Notre Dame, Clemson actually has a really good shot at going bowling this year. Yes, they beat Notre Dame 31-23. Good win for Clemson, and that makes Notre Dame's win over USC even more embarrassing for USC. And, Freeman, yeah. What's going on? You were supposed to be the wake-up coach for Notre Dame. I guess I don't know. Freeman is now in the hot seat. And then the very last bedlam for the foreseeable future. Oklahoma State on the road gets the big win. 27-24 on a questionable non-call pass interference on Drake Stoops. Drake Stoops at the end of the game says, I thought he holed me. I thought I caught the ball. I thought I scored that touchdown. To me, I don't think he got that touchdown. He did catch the ball out of bounds. But, yeah, that's the call of the game. That, yeah, it should have been pass interference. Oklahoma did kick in a field goal, but it was not enough. And then Army pulls up probably the biggest upset of the week, knocking out undefeated Air Force 23-3. And not only did Army beat Air Force in a big military rivalry, they just gave Air Force hopes up to go to New York Six Bowl. Man, Army, why'd you have to do that? I really wanted to see Air Force go to a New York Six Bowl. Air Force will still go to a bowl game, but it won't be as high hopes as they were, and their undefeated season is over. All right, overrated and underrated time. Who is going to be overrated this time? Well, things are going to get interesting. Who is overrated? The overrated team is Big Ten scoring. That Iowa and Nebraska game, the Wisconsin, Indiana, what is it? There's Maryland. The whole Big Ten West just cannot have a hard time scoring. Unless you're Ohio State, Michigan, or Penn State. Offense cannot be scored. Is it the defense? It might just be great defense. But it also could be just flat out terrible offense. What is going on with scoring in the Big Ten? They really need to fix that. And Michigan State, what happened to Michigan State? Yeah, they got a really good scandal with their coach going on. Yeah, they fired him mid-season too. They got Ohio State this week. Yeah, any sign stealing for that Michigan did to knock out Ohio State? We'll find out Saturday, but who is overrated this week? I've talked about them quite a lot lately. It's Arizona. I really like the way that Arizona has played lately. They're going to a ball game this year. I really feel like they should be ranked. Wait a minute. Did I rank Arizona in my rankings? I don't even remember. Okay, this is going to be flat out embarrassing if I forget to put them in my rankings. Okay. Maybe they don't deserve to be ranked, but come on, CFP. I know I have a feeling that you're going to rank them tonight. I just have a really, really strong feeling that Arizona might be ranked at 25 tonight because they are, 6-3 now? That's a good record to be ranked, but yeah, there is my overrated and underrated teams. Alright, how'd I do a pick 'em this week? I'm real excited, looking forward to this one. I went 6-4. Not bad. Not bad at all. 6-4. Yeah. 59, 41, 360 points. Yeah. My total combined, I'll get to LSU and Alabama in just a second. My total combined point I picked on that one is 47. Again, I'll get to that in just a second, but wow. 6-4, I win. I thought I was going to get a loss. Looking at that, I thought I was going to get a loss there. I'll take it. I will take it. Continuing to climb up, but I'm a little nervous that I didn't get the 60. I need to get the 60 wins now. My goal this week is get to 400 this next week. And yeah, the LSU, Alabama was 70 total combined points. I was way off. I was not even close. Was I close in the spread? Let's find out. Now that I remember, I think I picked the same amount of total points. 45? Yeah, I went down. Okay. Yeah, and I went 6-4 in the spread, too, at 60 points. Yeah, 55, 44 this season, 550 points. I'm going to get to 600 points this next week. I think I can. Just got to get another over 500 win. Alabama did cover. They did cover for me. Yeah. They did. They got a big win. They're a 4.5 point favorite. They won by more than 20 points. Give me that W. Great job, Alabama, and what a win. I didn't do too bad in the spread this week either. I'm doing pretty good this year. A lot better. I mean, I think I had a losing record at this point of the season last year in the spread. I think I'm at the same point in my pick'em at this point. I'll have to double check that. I'll go let you guys know next week. I need to make a note for myself, but yeah, I will double check that if ESPN holds those records down. Anyway, NFL headlines for you. Kyle Murray will start this Sunday for the Carolina Cardinals. I almost said Eagles. I was like, whoa, it's not the Eagles there, but it's close. Same bird. Anyway, yeah. The Arizona Birds. Yeah, Cardinals. Yeah, that's really my only NFL headline for this week. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see how Arizona plays. I think they really need it because Arizona really hasn't looked that great this year at all. Let's look at some scoreboard recaps. The Vikings beat the Falcons 31-28. Big win for the Vikings. And then the next game up, the Bengals beat the Bills 24-18. Finally get a decent win. Kind of a rematch of what didn't get played last year. Y'all know what happened last year. Yeah, sadly, they didn't get to finish the game. This time, the Bengals get the win. Also, Cowboys almost took down the Eagles, but they did get the win, 28-23. It was close. It was a close game. The Cowboys probably had a chance to win this game, too. And then we go to international. The Swifties versus the Dolphins. Basically, the two best teams in the NFL right now besides the Eagles. Taylor Swift did not make an appearance for the second week in a row, but they did get the win. So, do they really need Taylor Swift? I don't think so. And college football news. James Madison is getting very mad at the NCAA that they even filed an appeal to the NCAA, saying, you need a reduced football transition period. We don't want a ban. We're undefeated. We're 9-0. We deserve to go to a bowl game. Well, looking at how many teams that are bowl eligible this year, and how many bowl games there are, bowl team spots there are, I think a good chance that James Madison might be able to go to a bowl game this year, even with the band. And the Big Ten has informed Michigan that they might, the key word here is might, face discipline action. And what I mean by might is, the year. When is it going to happen? Yeah, the Big Ten telling them that, they're going to have to face discipline. They 100% are. The question is, what year? Yeah, that's the question. And then Lincoln Riley fires Alex Grinch. I went over that on Slate Report Podcast last night, and you see it right there. Yep. No longer does Alex Grinch work for USC and Lincoln Riley. There's only, 3 games left of the season, in the regular season. There's still quite a left of football play. Now the question is the defense going to improve now that he's gone? We'll find out. And the NCAA joined Central Michigan in investigating the sideline staffer. This gets even crazier. Why? It seems like every week I talk about this Michigan Stein stealing. The story gets even crazier. I mean, Central Michigan could have simply put, this is just a intern that just looks very similar to him that just had a sideline pass or a visitor pass or something. No, they still haven't said who it is yet. They're still investigating it, which is hilarious. All right, let's look at my ranking. Did I rank Arizona? Well, now that I did. Okay, yeah. I got Tulane at 25, Arizona at 24. I kind of scared myself a little bit. I couldn't remember. North Carolina at 23, Notre Dame at 22, and James Madison at 21. Yes, I have James Madison ahead of Notre Dame. So the AP poll, we'll find out what the CFP does tonight, but I really feel like Arizona deserves to be ranked, and James Madison, if they don't rank James Madison tonight, there's got to be something. There's got to be some reason why. It may have to do with they have a postseason ban, but if you're gonna do that, lower Michigan for cheating with stealing signs. All right. If you're going to allow Michigan to climb up the board like I've been, you got to give James Madison a chance. Oregon State's at 20, Louisville's at 19, Kansas is at 18, number 17 is LSU, and number 16 is Missouri. Yep, Missouri and LSU didn't fall that much. I mean, they were hanging out. I mean, LSU fell down a lot more mainly because they lost their quarterback. But Missouri, I didn't have them fall that much. If Kansas continues to keep on winning, maybe they could jump ahead of Missouri and LSU next week. But Missouri and LSU are not that bad. I really like my top 20 right now. And Oregon State had a little scare against Colorado, but they managed to finish that game with a win. Let's look at my top 15. Number 15, Oklahoma. Yep, 2 straight losses. Who's ahead of them? Oklahoma State, of course, with that win. Liberty is at 13. Utah is at 12. Number 11 is Tennessee. Yep. Yeah, this is the area where they're not going to. None of these teams probably have well, I mean, Oklahoma State still has a chance at their conference. Liberty does, but Tennessee, Utah, and Oklahoma, they're out of their conference running, but they still have a chance to improve their bowl resume and climb up, and maybe still has a shot at a New York Six. Yeah, Liberty is the highest group of 5 teams, so as of right now, they are likely going to New York Six. All right, my top 10. It is Ole Miss. Number 9 is Alabama. Number 8 is Oregon. And number 7 is Texas. Whew. Yeah, sorry, a little breather. I've been talking a lot. Anyway, yeah, Ole Miss goes up a few spots with their win over A&M. I really like the way Alabama and Oregon just finding ways to win, continue to climb, even with their win loss. And you'll see in just a second why Texas dropped the spot. Yes, they did barely beat a really good K-State team. We'll give Texas credit for that. But there is a reason why I dropped Texas. And that reason is the number 16. The number 16 has been dominating lately. Even though they really haven't played in very many teams, they were very close on knocking out Ohio State. They were close. The top 5 stayed the same. Number 6 is Penn State. I really like the way Penn State play lately. Texas really hasn't had any great game. Yeah, they did beat Kansas State, but it went to overtime. Kansas State really hasn't had that top 10 of a team. Texas really hasn't been great since their win over Alabama, and I think there's just a lot of high hopes that a big, potentially new rivalry coming into the SEC for that. But I really like the way Penn State's been playing lately. They have Michigan Saturday at noon, so a really good chance for Penn State to improve their resume too. Let's look at the AP real quick, who they have. They didn't make any change in their top 6. It's still Georgia at 1, Michigan at 2, Ohio State at 3, Florida State's at 4, number 5 still Washington, number 6 is Oregon. I kind of said that in the order of numbers, but not the order of the graphics pulling it up. But yeah, there's your rankings comparison between mine and the AP, and I'll compare mine to the CFP Wednesday, tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So, be sure to check that one out as well. So, and let's look at the AP notes real quick, because a lot of new teams are in and a lot of new teams are out. Keep in mind that Oklahoma State was not ranked heading into Bedlam. They are now, along with Arizona, is now ranked. North Carolina back in, and guess what? Liberty is ranked now at 25, but I'll take it. They're finally listening to me. Air Force is out, UCLA is out, USC is out, and Kansas State is out. Wow, what a new rankings. Well, I can't believe they're like, oh, well, they lost their first game of the season. Let's knock Air Force out. I mean, I did the same thing, but, I mean, it was a rivalry game. Come on. Yeah, I know, I did the same thing. But Utah and Tennessee with the biggest jump up 5. Notre Dame fell down the most 10 spot, all the way down to 22. Notre Dame gets another loss. They are out of the rankings along with USC. All right, let's check out what's going around the network here on Busy Sports. Tomorrow is Debatable at 1 o'clock. Yeah, gonna be a good show reacting to the new CFP ranking. And then that night at 6, college basketball was amazing last night. There were quite a few upsets happen, and the NBA is in action. Yeah, the in-season tournament's underway, so I'll get your recaps for that as well. And then Saturday, our flagship show, American Game Day, at 10 a.m. in the morning, getting you ready for a full college football Saturday and maybe some NFL on Sunday. Yeah, it's Leaderboard Podcast Monday at 6. And if you haven't already, check out our website for the latest news, scores, stats, etc. That's all going on the network here on Busy Sports. All right, we have a bowl game Friday. Yeah, a little one game of the option, but here's some games to watch for Week 11. Friday, 9:45 on FS1. Wyoming versus UNLV. Both these two schools are going bowling, and really, this is their chance to improve their bowl resume and go to a good bowl game. So, who's going to win this game? I'm going with the team that really hasn't been the best lately, but started their season really strong. Has had some good wins, has had some good losses. Wyoming is going to win this game on the road. This is probably going to be their biggest win of the season. Yeah, that's going to be Wyoming's biggest win of the season on the road. And then, you remember when I said earlier that Miami's got a good game this week, that they were probably looking ahead? Well, this is why. They got Florida at 2:30 on ABC on Saturday. They got the number 4 on the road. Are they going to be number 4? We'll find out tonight. I think they are. I don't think they're going to make much change in the top 4 this week. But, yeah. Big rivalry. I'm expecting it to be closer than a lot of people think. I think Florida State's going to have a run for their money. And it'll be a true test to see, is Florida State really a playoff team? And the Pac-12, very likely, Washington's chance to make a shot at the Pac-12 championship. This is basically Utah's last chance at going to the Pac-12 championship game. Number 18 and number 5 for now, 2:30 on Fox. I am looking forward to this game. This is going to be a big one to watch. Who's looking forward to this one? I am. Yeah, it's going to impact the Pac-12 a lot. And also, the SEC's got a good one as well. Tennessee and Missouri. How can Missouri bounce back after playing Georgia? What mistakes did they learn? Also, Tennessee, coming off of their probably biggest win of the season. They did beat UConn. I mean, UConn really probably the worst team in college football. In like the Power 5 or Group of 5, whatever you want to call it in their location. Anyway, yeah. Gonna be a big game. 2:30 on CBS. Number 17 versus 12. Looking forward to that one. Also, Georgia's got another good test at home. 6 o'clock on ESPN, Ole Miss and Georgia. Looking forward to this one. This is going to be quite a show. It's going to be an offense. This is Georgia's really true test. Because I know Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin brings the offense. It's the defense that will be the question for Ole Miss. And I'm predicting it to be high scoring game. And Duke and North Carolina, yeah! 7 o'clock ACC Network. Really hoping that this would be the year that both teams are ranked. It's not, but North Carolina managed to find a way to get ranked before this game. Duke, I mean, they did win. Maybe I don't think they're going to put them at 25, but We'll find out. But, yeah, this is going to be a really important game to watch in the ACC. Also, USC and Oregon, 9:30 on Fox. This is going to be a really good blowout for Oregon. Yeah, this is going to be a huge blowout. Good luck stopping Bo Nix, especially with their head defense coordinator out right before this game. Are you kidding me? Well, I know that USC is going to score some points, but the question is, this is really chess. Is Oregon really has a good enough defense? And in our game of the week, we go to Beaver Stadium. Yep, Michigan versus Penn State, our game of the week. Big Ten game of the week. 11 o'clock on Fox, number 3 versus 11 for now. Really good test to see. Is Penn State really good? And is Michigan really stealing sites? If Michigan blows Penn State out, true, we got evidence that Michigan is still inside if Michigan blows this out. It better be a close game. If it's not a close game, Michigan's is in themselves some real trouble right now. But I'm expecting Penn State to be in this game. They're at home. It's going to be a good one. Are they going to pull off the win? I think they have the ability to pull off this win, but we will find out on Saturday. All right, that's going to wrap up this show for Down and Distance. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Rankings Reaction Show, and as always, I can't wait to recap Week 11 for you Tuesday at 6.